7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
From Cafeteria Film Studios in Little Havana, Phresh presents Que Bola, where we talk to various movers and hustlers who are popping off and succeeding in the 305 and at the same time influencing the culture. I'm your boy D Fig. Holla at your boy when you see me in the street. Yo, what's good? We're in another episode of Que Bola. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening, for subscribing, for sharing, for all the shit that y'all been doing for me. I appreciate you kindly. In this episode, we talked to Yohan Rodrigani and his partner in life and in business, Onix. They have put together an awesome jewelry design company, Yohan Rodrigani. It was a dope ass conversation. It has a lot of different gems in it for everybody out there who's hustling, grinding, trying to get to the mountaintop. These two are definitely grinders and they get into that spot. Recently, Yohan did a piece for the Miami Heat commemorating D Wade's retirement. It was dope. Before getting to that prize, he had a lot of struggles. So let's just get into this one, all right? I appreciate y'all. Catch you on the flip side. Peace. Listo. So, boom, we're in another episode of Que Bola. Thank you guys for joining me and joining the podcast. You're one of the newcomers on the second season. You guys started talking. You guys reached out to me through IG. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. I didn't we had our first little meeting at to feel each other out, to feel each other's vibe. I really, really fell in love with your story. I fell in love with the way that you guys have come together and put together this enterprise that you guys are basically working on right now. Let the world know your name. Let the world know where you're from. What's up?
Ladies first.
Either one of you. You let me know. Who goes first? Ladies first?
I'm Onix, born and raised in Miami. And here's Yohan.
Okay.
All right. And I'm Yohan. I'm the founder and lead designer for the Yohan Rodrigani brand.
Okay.
And we're here to share a story, man.
Damn, that's what's up, bro. I appreciate you guys once again coming through. This episode isn't being shot at Cafeteria Films, as you guys could tell. We are currently right now in the crib. We're at my crib, Phresh Foundation. What's up? I'll let your boy when you see me in the street. You already know what's up, guys. So, Yohan, you are a jeweler, right? You did not start off as a jeweler. You've had a pretty tumultuous path to where you're currently at.
Yes, sir.
Let me know how did you start off with the whole entrepreneurship and going into become a jeweler and to be a jewelry designer?
Entrepreneurship, I guess, was just always in my blood.
Okay.
It was just one of those things. I remember back at age, I was probably about 7 years old.
All right.
I started planting ajica chucha trees.
Ajica chucha, what's that?
Yeah,
there's
it's like a small
it's a pepper
red
tree.
peppers
It's a Cuban pepper
that they use to
tree.
season.
It's called ajica chucha?
Ajica
Ajica chucha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's a brand new one. I never heard of that one.
Yeah, so my mom would cook with that.
All right.
And then obviously you have all the seeds that you throw out.
Okay.
I would grab the seeds, plant them.
Okay.
And
sell ajica chucha?
Yeah, the plants will grow, man, and I'll take it to the flea market on the weekends.
Damn,
and I would sell it for $7. I mean, I think they felt bad for me, you know.
Hustling since you was a kid.
Yeah, little jit, bro. So I guess they buy it for me, and so entrepreneurship has always been there, you know. Then it went to selling lollipops in school.
Okay.
And then I went into the music business.
Okay.
By the way, I got caught with the lollipops. Almost got kicked out of school.
You were selling them supposed to be doing it for a club, but you were doing it for yourself.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I think every kid in Miami has done that.
Yeah.
You know, but
that's
I would go to Walmart.
Bro.
Yeah, bro. I would go to Costco or whatever and
DJs.
just buy boxes, you know, and just no books in my bag. It was nothing but candy. But I come back home, bro, $50-$40.
Yo, $50-$40 to a little
every
kid is
single
a lot
day,
of,
bro.
That's a lot of bread.
That was middle school, really, when I did the candy, but still. $50 to a 6th, 7th grader is amazing money.
Yeah.
I was rich as fuck.
You're like a rich sixth grader, the richest sixth grader.
Yeah,
that's
bro. So I made good money. Then I started when people throw away bikes.
Yeah.
You know the hood, everybody
throws away
bikes. So I would pick up the bikes and then repair with 4 or 5 bikes, make one.
Okay.
And I'll sell that in a garage sale on the weekends.
So,
bro, the hustle has always been there. You know, entrepreneurship has been in the blood.
Oh, and the love poems. They used to
love poems.
Yeah, man. I did.
You don't want to talk about that?
I don't want to talk about that one. No, I did music for a very long time. I would say from 2003 all the way to about 2011.
All right.
I did music. That was my dream.
All right.
Never, ever dreamed of being a jeweler whatsoever. That was a mistake. I say that all. I say everybody's like, "Damn, that's a hell of a mistake to make." But it was a mistake. I started back in 2011. I was actually working at a valet in the Epic Hotel.
While you were still doing the music stuff?
I was still in school, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was in Miami International University of Art and Designs.
All right.
In downtown on 15th. And nothing. I was just going to school and I was doing valet just to pay my way through it, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, I couldn't afford it anymore, so I had to drop out. That shit sucked.
Yeah.
That was, music was my life. I was already on my second year and having to drop out was...
Yeah, it was tough.
It was detrimental. But whatever, I just figured I'd keep working and I was going to create something else and whatever, find another career. I had no idea what I was going to do. But one day I was in the Epic Hotel working, just a valet shift, and this guy comes through with a nice-ass bracelet.
Yeah.
And I tell him, hey, man, where did you get that?
Yeah.
And he gives me the website. I go online, take a look. It's about $350. I mean, I couldn't afford it. I was working $5 an hour, bro. Like, $350 was out of my picture completely. Like, it was not one of those things. You know how you could budget for things and say, okay, I'll get it in 2 months or for Christmas? It was out of my picture. So I said, fuck it, man. You know, I'm going to go online and buy some beads, some string.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube. Somebody's going to show me how to do it and get it done.
Shout out to YouTube University.
That's it.
Fact, yo, because I am a recipient of YouTube University. I got my diploma. I'm legit gonna start printing out YouTube University diplomas and just like handing them out to people that I know have like legit gotten their hustle from online sources. You know, like
definitely.
Yeah.
It's I love that because it's like it's one of those things where you see a wall. And instead of being fearful of the wall, you're like, I'm going to push through this wall. Either I'm going to go through it, over it, or under it. But I'm going to get over this wall somehow.
You're going to go to the other side somehow.
Yeah, I'm going to get to the other side somehow. And you did it through YouTube. And a lot of people have this resource at their disposal. And they just...
don't make use of it.
YouTube was it, man.
Yeah.
YouTube was it. I'm a very visual person.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've gotten into reading books and stuff lately. But I didn't read my first book till I was 23 years old. So reading has never been my thing. So if I had to go to Google and kind of read through directions or something, maybe I would have never learned it. So I had to YouTube it. And when I went through YouTube, obviously I saw somebody do it hands-on. I immediately picked it up.
Yeah, you're a visual learner.
So yeah, man, I went right back home, got one done. Next day, went back to work. Everybody wanted one. But I was embarrassed as shit to say that I did it. So I was like, they're like, hey, where did you get them? I'm like, this old lady my mom knows
nice.
is selling them. And it took it from there, man. So I started bringing them in on behalf of the old lady.
Nice.
And eventually everybody's like, fuck it, this guy's doing this shit.
Yeah, and they found out?
They found out, man. So...
but when they found out, were they still like receptive to it? Or they start hating and throw shade on it?
Some started hating and some are still my collectors today. No, some are still my collectors today, you know? I've had to replace a bunch, man. Those things sucked.
All right. That's what's up, though.
So, but I made sure I reached out to everybody who bought one at that time. And today they own one of my pieces now. So I guess it was a good investment on their behalf, you know?
For sure, dog.
From $60 to $300-$400 bracelet now, so...
They were part of your learning experience. So it's like... that's like brand building, you know what I'm saying? And when you're doing that, it shows that you're really about your community.
Like I said, the things I bought to put the bracelets together initially were just standard stuff that you could just go on eBay and find and stuff. I wasn't making my own jewelry. I was just assembling my own combinations. Now, obviously, we manufacture 100% in-house. So our manufacturing capabilities are massive. You know, we could do anything. We could do from a $100,000 watch to, I mean... a $50 bracelet.
That's what's up, bro. So when was your like the foundation date? The time that you say, okay, this is like I'm gonna launch into. You like kind of stumbled into it.
Yes,
right?
Big time. In 2011, when I first started, I kind of just did it without a brand, without no sales tax, no nothing. Just you know, sell, make money.
A lo loco.
A lo loco, yeah.
Straight up.
A lo loco, yeah. Then by 2012, I launched my first brand with 2 coworkers. Sly. That fell apart.
Didn't work out.
Yeah, it was not an exact motive.
Yeah.
It was more one of those things that I didn't even know what I wanted. I just wanted like quick money. I just wanted to do jewelry and get some quick money. The other 2 guys were in the same thing. I mean, they were just 2 other valet workers that they had no idea what they were doing either.
Yeah, so it was just like
whatever.
Yeah, just to get out.
So that kind of died out. I mean, if you don't have passion, it quickly dies out. But I'm one of those guys that when I do something, I want to do it to the best of my abilities. And I knew I had yet not gotten there, right? So I definitely felt like there was more. I
Okay.
wanted to do more. So 2013, I launched Lux Collection.
All right, that was another brand.
That was another brand. That was my second one. I decided that this time around, I was going to do things a little better. I was going to go ahead and apply for my sales tax, actually have a company.
Legit.
So I was going to have my first legit company.
Yeah.
So
Shout out somebitch.org.
shout out to Sunbiz.
75 bones. That's where it's at.
So I did that, and everything went great till the investors came around.
Okay.
Because this time around, I actually went out and tried to find angel investors and this and that. And once the investors came around, they're like, oh my God, I love it, but we need to make more money. So we're going to grab your stuff and send it to China.
Oh, so you're trying to like mass produce it.
Mass produce.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I was like, oh, hold on. I was talking about doing the best of my abilities, and being the best I could be, not grabbing my stuff and sending it to China. That's not going to work out. I've never been a Chinese product fan.
Yeah.
And I've been a hardcore fan of good quality.
Yeah.
So,
Craftsmanship.
craftsmanship is everything, man. I really believed that I was going to have everything I have today. So that fell apart.
Okay.
And the investors just walked out on me, and I was like, shit.
Yeah.
And at that point I told her, I don't know if this is for me.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if I don't know if I need to learn more, if I have to hustle a little harder and make more money so I could come in with my own money. So I took about a year off of jewelry. I didn't do any type of jewelry. I just worked. In that time period, I actually bought a house, like a fixer-upper house.
Okay.
Fixed it up, flipped it.
Nice.
$59,000 house, sold it in 115.
Sweet.
So that was the come up.
Yeah.
But during that come up, I worked 5 days a week in valet. And then my 2 days off, I would drive to Sebring, Florida, which is right next to Orlando.
That's what we did.
That's where I did the flip. So I would have to work 5 days a week in Miami, 2 days do construction all by myself.
You were doing the construction?
All by myself, bro. Which
he's
it was crazy.
Damn.
this man
crazy.
could do anything and everything.
I
It
mean,
was tough,
shit,
bro.
if you were working 7 days a week doing construction,
7 days
have you
a
ever
week.
done construction before?
My
simple
dad
stuff.
growing up, my dad did like roofing and things like that.
Manual labor type things.
But I mean, it was like one day he did it just because he needed a little extra $100 or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing professional. Like that's all he did all day.
Yeah.
So I kind of grew up just watching him. And then at home, he would have to, all the time when we wanted to do renovations or repairs or whatever, he had to do it himself.
Okay.
Because my parents just couldn't afford it, right? So I guess I picked it up from there.
All right.
I hired, obviously, to do like the tile. I hired somebody, little things like that. But demolition-wise, I mean, Sledgehammer, her and I mean, she
Nice.
helped me out
Yeah.
big time.
So you
That
guys
was
did
the
that.
first time I ever did construction.
First time you ever
Oh
did
my
manual
God,
labor?
that was
First
like
time ever, bro.
that was a
mess.
breakthrough in my life.
Yeah. You feel like you going through that, right? So like you never would see yourself in a position like that because you're like, when would I ever be doing demolition on a house?
No. To me, it was like, oh, we're going to flip a house. And I was thinking of like all these TV shows.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's going to be so cool. I'm just going to walk in. We're going to buy a house. Someone's going to take care of the work. And that's it. We're going to make money.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that.
Yeah. Obviously, shit. Now you guys know.
Right
It
after we
was
got
tough.
those keys, he's like, all right, let's get to work. And I'm like, work? Are we going to have like a group of people? He's like, no, babe. Like,
This is
you're,
us.
you're going to get your hands dirty. And I was like, oh.
That's
That
what's
was her
up,
test.
man.
Bro. I put it to
But,
the test.
That's the test.
That was a test, yeah. But it was worthwhile. I learned a lot about myself, thinking, that I couldn't do something like that. And I guess nowadays, if we were to do another home,
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier today.
Yeah, you already know more or
Yeah.
less what the undertaking is.
Yeah.
I became
sure.
a baseboard expert, installation
what's up.
expert.
Yeah, she was putting the sealer.
Yeah, I did
all
sealer
on the
all throughout the
baseboards.
house.
She painted.
Oh, yes, I painted.
That's what's up,
She
man.
helped me out scratching.
So you gain
the paint off
new
the
skill
tile.
sets.
Yeah.
That's what's good.
So-
So you guys put in like that heavy. You legit put in like manual labor to launch the product.
Yeah, so that was 2015, going on 16, and that was when I actually quit my valet job.
Mm-hmm.
2015.
Just yesterday, I actually put on Instagram to see how many people knew my story.
Yeah.
How much money did I have in my account the day I actually quit my valet job? Many people thought that, he sold the house.
Yeah.
So right around that time, he picked up $50,000, $60,000.
Yeah.
And and nothing. You know, he just kind of invested that money,
Parlay,
he had it. That's why he quit the valet. And the reality of it is that every single penny of that money was reinvested into the brand. So buying machinery, equipment, you name it, programs, and I stayed with $0.
It was gone before
And my
you.
last check was $166.
So you reinvested in all the machinery to get
all the
everything
machinery
done,
that we
all
have
of-
today. Yeah.
The box.
So
the bags,
that's
everything.
that's pretty much. I had $166 the day I quit the
So
valet
you went
job.
all in.
So I went all in. I had to leave my house, go live with her parents. We couldn't afford anything. Like I had to
feel
sell
you.
my cars. I had to sell everything, which it was a very tough time period.
Yeah.
But sacrifice, bro.
Yeah, I mean, shit, dog. Not a lot of people are willing to do that. You know,
Yeah,
that
it was
seems-
tough. You know, after you've been living by yourself out of your parents' house for so long, you know, saying, okay, I'm gonna quit my job, I'm gonna leave my home, I'm gonna sell my cars. I mean, I literally had no car,
Yeah.
no house, no job, no savings account, no bank account, no nothing. I mean, it's like if somebody grabbed you and just put you in Japan or something, you know,
Yeah.
and just okay, figure it out.
Now, what was going through your head when you guys were just doing this?
I never heard this part. So.
Well, I always told them, like, even months before, I said, look, if you really want to do this, like, we have to take a leap of faith and we just have to do it. And sometimes part of that comes to sacrifice. You have to let go of things, those tangibles that, you know, those material things that you kind of hold on to, and you just have to start, you know, from scratch. And that's really what happened September 18, 2015, which was the official day that he quit his job. I said, that's it. Like, go take in your 2 weeks notice or 1 day notice, whatever the case is, and we're out. And if we have to leave this apartment and if we have to let go of cars and just sacrifice, we'll do it. And I know that sooner or later we'll be back on our feet. And it really took 2 years.
2 years.
2 years to
2
get
years.
back to where you guys wanted.
2
to be.
years to
Yeah.
get back into. Actually, when we left, the building you visited yesterday, that's where we used to live.
Okay.
And the day we left, we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, so a super tiny apartment. The day we left, I told her, we're gonna be back here. We're gonna be back here soon, and when we come back, we're gonna come to a much better
Yeah.
apartment. Today, we have the biggest unit in that building.
Nice.
So things happen, bro. Good things happen, but it's all sacrifice. You know, it's all sacrifice. None of it has been just sit back, relax. You know, go. I mean. Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Pain,
No, I mean,
bro.
not only sacrifice, but facing fear. Like what we were talking about earlier, previously, another person would have been fearful to do that leap of faith.
Yeah.
Like you said, you got to do a leap of faith. Would you credit that leap of faith as the catalyst that pushed you forward?
I think fear is what pushed me forward.
Okay.
I think fear is a bigger motivator than pleasure.
Okay.
For example, if I was to tell you right now, hey, let's go walk to Orlando, you're gonna tell me you're crazy as shit,
Fact.
right? Fact. Now if I tell you, let's go walk to Orlando. When we get to Orlando, there's somebody waiting for us that's gonna give us $100 million.
Shit. Let's start walking.
Let's start walking,
now.
Let's go.
And it's the fear of not having those $100 million will get you to go walk. So fear is a much greater motivator than pleasure will ever be, right? And I strongly believe in that, man.
Yeah.
You know, like I think regret is what I fear the most is regret. So it kind of goes hand in hand. And being able to sit here today and saying, you know, I risked it all, but I don't regret anything of what happened.
I mean, you
Look
know
where I'm at.
what? It's crazy that you guys both were on the same page to do that leap of faith, that launch.
Definitely.
Because, I mean, another woman would have not, like, you know, let's be honest, dog. They would have been like, peace, dog.
I'm out.
You know what I'm saying? You could go do that shit, and then once you fucking get on
Holla at
top,
me.
holla at your boy, I'm over here, I'm gonna be good doing my nails, lo que sea. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
So
yeah,
it's
definitely.
like, that support, the support is huge. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely huge. Like, I credit you, Onix, for, like, sticking there and, like, saying, you know what, and seeing the vision. Because that's another thing. You guys both have the vision, right? You guys see what it is that where you guys, what the mountaintop is.
Exactly.
Where it is that I want to be at. But oftentimes, it's not easy to find somebody who's going to have the same vision and the same, like...
Well, you gotta have a
outpouring.
plan. Yeah, I mean, a vision's a vision. A vision's a dream, right?
Yeah.
And a dream is a dream
Exactly.
without a plan.
Exactly.
You know, it's not gonna get anywhere. The moment you make it a plan, you have a goal, and goals are meant to be achieved, right? So I mean, that's just the way we saw it.
To me, this thing is, he's a doer, and Yohan's someone that one thing he has is his word. And when he says, I'm going to do something, or this is exactly what's going to be, believe me, the only thing that could stop him, God forbid, is health. Other than that, there's nothing stopping him. Like, since like the first day I met him, I remember I saw a picture of him and I said, you know what I see in you? I see a very bold person and very relentless. Like, I picked that up. That was like the immediate vibe. And I think that's really what drew me to him.
That was the first Instagram comment. That was her first Instagram comment.
That was exactly what.
You guys met on IG?
No. We met in person, but obviously, you know how
like
IG's the new business card, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, hey, check me out on IG.
But that's that was like instantly what I picked up from his aura, like this person that he's willing to, and I didn't even know like not even a third of his story until after he started telling me. I'm like, that's exactly the vibe that I'm picking up. And I always knew, regardless, like if we had to let go, I knew we were going to come back. I knew that I had a great teammate next to me, and he knew he could count on me unconditionally. And if we had to do it all over again, we'll do it again as many times as it takes, because it is what it is. We only have one life to live.
Now that you said that, right? So you guys, this was on your third launch.
Yes.
How were you guys, like, what was the environment on your second launch when you guys had just originally started?
Well, we didn't, I met you in the second launch.
Oh, okay.
Third.
So during the
second
launch, because I started Lux with you.
Yeah, she started Lux with me.
And I remember, after that we left, you dropped Lux for like a year, the jewelry, until one day I said, look, this is what you have to pursue. Like, I see it. You're a creator. You're a visionary. You're a person that you see beyond what others see. To me, it's like an extraordinary gift that he has. Mm-hmm. And it's just, sometimes I guess he shies even away from it, but whatever this man sees, he could recreate just immediately. It's like...
That's awesome, man.
I think, bro, honestly, she believed in me far quicker than I believed in myself.
That's beautiful.
And I don't know, I've always been a very shy person. Like now, obviously, you get a little used to cameras. You get used to speaking in public. I mean, you do it so often that all of a sudden it just becomes part of the job, right?
Yeah, just like...
But at first, I mean, I was terrified. Like, I would never come here and sit here with you and have a chat with you. I'm like, hell no, I'm not doing that. So I've always been such a shy person that I would fear like putting my talent out.
Okay.
So if I didn't have her, I don't know if I would have ever done it, because she was the one that forced me to put that talent out. It's like, this is what you gotta do. This is what you gotta do. This, so it was push. And it worked.
And you felt challenged. Then you were like, I know I could do this.
Well, I didn't want to be a bitch,
Like, exactly.
Like I don't want to sit there like, my girl's pushing the shit out of me.
Exactly. I'm just sitting here cowering away in the corner.
No. On top of that, she has a master's degree.
Okay.
I'm a college dropout.
Okay.
So to a certain level, that made me want to push harder, right?
All right.
Because I didn't want to feel left behind. Like there's a relationship, there's two people pushing, but you want to feel like your partner is pushing equally with you, right? And I felt, I don't want to say lesser, but I felt like I wasn't pushing hard enough, because how much harder can you push when you're working at $5 an hour?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. You're just working a valet job, just trying to hustle and trying to make $10 a tip a night.
Yeah.
So, then she comes home and she has a career.
Yeah.
So I think that helped me push too. It's not that I was in any form of competition with her.
Yeah.
But it's just that I wanted to make our team stronger, because I knew that a team is as strong as the weakest link.
I feel you.
And I knew I was the weakest link at the time, So now there's no link, Now it's just one big link, man, one big family, and we're pushing together, So.
And throughout that time, were you... All right, so like you were going to YouTube and all these sources to acquire the different skill sets that you need to do jewelry?
Everything.
Okay.
Business, taxes, jewelry, everything.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Everything. Construction for the house that we flipped. Everything. Like literally YouTube University.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. What do you think was the hardest skill set for you to acquire? Like what took you the longest, and what has actually been like the most fruitful?
CAD,
all right.
Yeah, being able to design pieces, that took me the longest. I was dependent of the designers a lot, and a few times my word, like Onyx said, my word is everything. And there was days where I would tell a collector, hey, I'll have this design for you today, and the designer didn't come through that particular day, but now my word was on the line.
Yeah.
So I remember it was one day, July 4th in
2016.
17?
2017.
17.
2017.
That's my
horrible.
talent.
The fucking
Dates.
computer
Just
right here.
I have like a timeline.
Yeah, she got the dates down.
Yeah.
I got the story, but she got the dates.
All right.
So yeah, it was July 4th, 2017.
All right. 2 years
And
ago. Yeah.
I told her, you know what? I'm gonna buy the program and I'm gonna learn it. So I went ahead and bought Rhino, which is the program we use to design. And the next day, I had my first piece designed.
So all right. So you went through a bad experience with a designer because he was supposed to provide you a design by a certain time and he didn't come through.
It's just a regular everyday thing where I mean, with designers, it happens
he
all
couldn't
the
meet the
time.
deadline. He had other commitments.
Designers have a bunch of commitments. Like most of them don't work just for you.
Yeah.
They work for a bunch of people.
Yeah, freelance.
So so they're gonna pick and choose. Obviously, money's coming in through this source first. Let me take care of that one first. And I completely understand them. And I would probably do the same if I was on their shoes, right?
Yeah.
But that's what happened. But it's cool that that's what happened to you. But it's not cool that my word's on the line now.
I feel you.
So like I said, my word is everything, bro. The most valuable asset that I have in my life is my word.
Okay.
Like when I started, I didn't have anything. The only thing I could promise you was my word. I could offer you my word.
Yeah.
I couldn't give you anything else. I couldn't tell you I was going to make you $1 million. I didn't know how to make $1 million myself. So that's just what it is. But that took me to learning CAD.
Okay.
And within 24 hours of buying the program, I actually designed my first piece.
Okay.
And today I would say I design at least 90% of my pieces.
So now you're the head designer.
Yeah.
Completely. So before that was something that you would outsource.
Exactly.
And you feel that has really been like something like a boost?
Groundbreaking.
Okay.
I mean, groundbreaking. That's it.
So that was a beneficial outcome, right?
My first year, from one year to the next, just the items that I designed alone brought in over $100,000.
Nice.
So the program's $600.
Yeah, that's ridiculous rate of return.
And going to school for it was 4 years. That was not an option. I didn't have 4 years to lose.
To learn CAD.
And I just couldn't do it. So I went to YouTube and YouTube's university. Back to YouTube University.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I mean, you looked for the resources and you found them and you taught yourself.
Exactly.
That's what's up, man. So when you decide, all right, I'm gonna work on this piece, where's your inspiration drawn? Where do you draw that inspiration from? Is it something that you just you see something, you where does it come from?
Definitely. Inspiration is found everywhere. Okay. I think my inspiration is everything that's created before me.
What do you mean?
For example, I don't know, I could be looking at that light right there, right?
Okay.
And the hexagon shape inspires me, and I say, okay, I could do an earring off of that. But that was created before I had the thought of I want to create. For example, I might see somebody else's jewelry piece.
Yeah.
A different brand.
Yeah.
And I see them like, oh my God, I think I can make that better. Or I can improve on what they already did. But I think all humans work the same way. We didn't come up with rubber tires until we had wooden wheels for
the car
for cars and stuff. So
for the car. So you see a piece and you try to improve on it and
anything. I see anything. I mean, I could see a bridge. I mean, we travel and I might see a building. And there's many times.
Do you have a sketchbook that you guys carry around, or como is what do you do with that?
No, he'll take pictures.
Camera.
We'll be walking just anywhere, and he'll see maybe remember in Italy that what was it, like a gate?
I don't know.
Or like a fence or something. Oh, and also like
a sewer or something.
Oh, and also the sewers. I was like, why are you taking pictures of the sewers? And he's like, look at it. Don't you see? And I'm like, I see a sewer. I don't see any. What are you seeing? He's like, oh, there could be look at it. It has like a flower, and there could be like an earring, and da da da. So that's
mind you, it might be patterns.
Yeah.
It's not a real flower.
Yeah.
I would tell her, I see a flower.
There's a flower in the sewer.
And he just goes around and takes pictures, and it could be just.
There was a time in the Empire State Building. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went all the way to the top to the sky deck, and when I was coming down, I saw like inside the elevator, but it was one precise elevator that they took us in, had like a pattern, like in the doors. And I got off, and then when I was like all the way at the exit, I told her, babe,
I need a picture of the elevator.
I need a picture of the elevator. Mind you, they wanted me to pay for the entire thing to go all around to get back to the elevator. So I made a hell of a fuss, and bro, like I got to the elevator, you know, I went, I said, I have an emergency. I dropped something. I started creating stories, and I got back to the elevator. I got the pic, and I designed something with it.
So, that's what's up, man. So you basically get design from like, you get inspiration from everyday
from
elements.
anything, man, anything. It's you never know what's gonna trigger. You know, it could be anything. Like it could be an animal. It could be.
What do you like working on the most?
Custom pieces.
Okay.
It's a love and hate. I hate it because it takes a lot more time to do a custom piece. I love it because I've never done it before, so the challenge is that much greater. The reward is that much greater on a custom piece as well. But once again, you've never done it, so all pieces are different.
Okay.
And they're extremely different. Like, I don't know, I've had somebody say, can you design a house for me? Right.
Okay.
Like,
what do you mean a house?
Imagine a house, right? Like
a house on a chain?
Yeah, like you have a pendant and it's a house. So
was that a rapper?
Yeah. So,
for sure.
So a freaking house, you know, filled with diamonds. And you're like,
it's pretty hard.
That's pretty hard, you know. This other lady.
The what?
The leaf.
Yeah, there was this other lady that it's a very sad story. Her grandson drowned in her pool. And like 2 years later, she had never gone back out to like her porch and all that outside. Obviously, she'll emotionally connect to that. Yeah. So 2 years later, she walks outside and a leaf fell from a tree. And when the leaf falls, it falls right on her lap. And it was a heart shaped leaf. So she brings the leaf to me and she says, I want you to recreate this, but I want it to be identical.
Like the size and everything?
Everything.
The signs, everything. Has to be exact.
So mind you can't grab a leaf and make a mold out of it because you'll destroy the original one, right?
Okay.
And she didn't want that. She's like, if you break my leaf, I'll kill you. So I was like,
yeah, that was a meaningful leaf to her.
So yeah, man, we did the leaf and that was
she happy with the
challenging. Oh my God, she was speechless. She had nothing to say. So it's all custom projects are unique. They're cool. Challenging in their own way, so that's what I enjoy the most. But don't get me wrong, the rest of the collections, the Winwood collection, that's one that design wise, the custom stuff I enjoy. Project wise, Winwood collection is my baby.
Okay.
I mean, that's where all my love goes to, and it's just people. You know, I think people are like one of life's greatest gifts, and being able to collaborate with different people and picking up different vibes and all that is a big deal. And then when you grab a bunch of people and you make them work together, what you create is amazing. I mean, your network becomes mine, mine's becomes hers, hers becomes yours. So the umbrella of collectors that we cultivate all together is huge.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, if you had 500 followers and I had 1,000 and she had another 500, next thing you know, we had 2,000 followers all together. True. So we could definitely get a lot of people to pay attention.
That's what's up, man.
So yeah, the Winwood collection is what I'm enjoying the most at the moment.
And when all right, so you gained the skills online, but how did you learn like the actual like getting the because you started off with like pulserines and like getting the little stretchy cords and little stretchy cords and that, right? You could find that easily like on Amazon and things like that. But when you start going into precious metals and precious stones, you don't generally just go online and just buy that. You know what I'm saying? So like, how did you learn
to learn about the precious stones?
Which one was more difficult, the precious metal or the precious stones?
Stones.
Okay.
All day. With metals, with metals, you it's pretty simple. You know, it's 10 karat, 14 karat, 18 karat.
But like, I mean, I've heard of a lot of people getting ripped on being like they buying fake gold and stuff like that. I was reading this one article that this one pawn shop in Hialeah got caught like selling fake gold. I was like, damn, like they had put a bunch of gold on top of
plating.
Plating and stuff like that. So you're not really getting the quantity, and you don't really know if you're not like a real like somebody such as yourself who has those skills. So like originally you didn't just jump into the game with those skills. You know what I'm saying? So like, how'd you go about getting that?
Aside from the things YouTube could teach you, I think the biggest thing you need is mentors.
Okay.
And how I met my mentor, just like everything else I've done, has been so ironic. My brother-in-law has a watch.
All right.
And he got it with like diamonds or whatnot. And one day I'm speaking to him, like, man, I'm trying to get into diamonds, but I have no idea what I'm doing.
This was previous to you jumping into that
that was
sector.
previous to me jumping into it.
Okay.
And he tells me, well, the watch I didn't buy. They gave it to me. So I could call the person who gave it to me and see if they know who put the diamonds on the watch.
Okay.
So long story short, he did all those calls and the connect, and they sent me back a number. I have no idea who's on the other line. The person in the number has no idea I'm going to reach out to them. So I reach out to the guy. I'm just like, hey, man, you did a watch for my brother-in-law. And he goes, what's his name? So I give him his name. He goes, I don't know who the hell that is.
Yeah.
He goes, I do many watches.
He goes, I do many watches. I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to do diamonds. I'm like, I'm trying to do diamonds. And he goes, what are you trying to do with diamonds? I'm like, no, I'm trying to do pieces with diamonds. He goes, man, I don't understand what you're saying. Just come here and we'll meet in person.
Okay.
So when we met, obviously he took
Was he
it right.
Spanish guy?
Colombian.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So right away he took it that I had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So we sat down and he's like, look, what are you trying to do? I'm like, I want to be a designer. He goes, well, I can't sit here and just teach you.
Yeah.
So what I can offer is come in and sit down a few days a week and try to pick up what you can, you know?
Man, that's what's up,
So
dog. That's
that was
a plug right there.
Yeah, that was a plug. So I went ahead and did that for, I would say, about 2 months.
Okay.
I spent about 2 months just sitting there every single day, just asking questions. I would look at him and what does this tool do and what does that do? And mind you, all he does is set diamonds.
Okay.
So this is not a jeweler. This is a diamond setter.
Diamond setter.
Okay. So then, jeweler. Okay, so we're gonna go into that
Yeah,
in a little bit
Yeah,
you
there's
just,
a lot of
you just blew
yeah.
my head there.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not a jeweler. He's a diamond setter.
Setter.
I thought a diamond setter was a jeweler.
No.
No,
There's different divisions
different
of
lanes.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll go back to that so you could kind of understand
Yeah.
all of the players in it. But there's the designer,
All right.
which in this case it'll be myself or the rest of the designers on my team. Then we have casting.
Okay.
Right after casting, we have polishing. That's where the jeweler comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So right after that, we have the diamond setter. So
Okay.
he's gonna set stones. So
That's
all
all he
this
does
guy
all
does
day.
is set stones all day. Then it comes back to the jeweler, so he could do the final polish and make sure that the diamond setter didn't scratch anything or whatever the
Okay.
case is. And then from there it goes back to our headquarters, where we ship.
All right.
So I mean, the piece goes through
Yeah, through various hands.
different
100
yeah.
hands before it gets to the collector.
Nice.
But back to the diamond setter, I sat there, and till today he's my mentor. He works with us still
Yeah.
since that day, and he pretty much introduced me to the jewelers. He's like, oh, this is the jeweler I work with, this is the other jeweler I work with, and I kind of started working with everybody, and then selecting who I really want to stay with.
Yeah.
And that's how I built my team.
That's what's
So
up, man.
my team is a network of people that knew each other for many years before I came into the picture.
That's what's good. So,
I
like,
mean,
you
it's
got
amazing.
plugged into that.
It's amazing.
Into that
Yeah.
squad.
It was a little circle that didn't let anybody in, but I guess this guy just saw how dedicated I was, you know, that I would just come and sit there without making a dollar, you know. So I guess he figured, hey, if this guy's willing to invest his time, he definitely wants to learn.
And how's the like jeweler community in Miami? Is that how are they?
Cutthroat.
They're cutthroat as heck.
Cutthroat, yeah. Yeah, man. My first piece.
Sharks and lions.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, let's not only speak about Miami. Let's not throw Miami in the dirt. New York is horrible.
Oh no. Well, New York is another.
New York
It's
is
another
horrible.
animal.
by itself.
That's another animal by itself.
There's the Diamond District, and there's different jewelry districts. It's not like here in Miami you only have one section.
I would say we have like
New York.
hammerhead sharks here.
Okay.
And then in New York you have like the great
Great
whites.
whites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Like it's no joke.
All right.
So I went to New York on a trip, and I figured I was gonna start working with a manufacturer over there that works with some of the biggest brands in the U.S. right now. Long story short, I designed a little square, a little cube, smaller than that one right there.
Okay. That's
Mind
a
you,
little small
there's-
cube.
Yeah. There's probably $10 worth of silver,
Yeah.
and they charged me $400 to do
What?
that little cube. And I was like, man, this jewelry thing's expensive. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
So
you know, how am I supposed to sell this?
You got those links like learning like
yeah, man. So I would have like a bracelet like this and have it for sale for like $3,000 because it's the only way I could actually make a dollar off of it, you know. And then when I showed it to the guys here in Miami, they're like,
yo, you
are you crazy? You know,
That's
like
insane,
the big dogs in the game aren't selling it for $3,000.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And I'm like, yeah, I could. Shit, it's cost me
X
almost
amount of money,
$2,000 to do it. And they showed me. At that point, they're like, come here, man. You know, somebody's fucking with you.
Somebody's trying to take your money, dog.
Just come here. So yeah, man. I got my ass kicked a lot. A lot by everybody. I mean, a lot of people, man.
So you basically had like a learning curve that you had to go through after gaining.
Yeah, of course,
skills.
a lot rougher than anybody who actually went to school for this. You know, you could easily go to GIA and study jewelry and be a professional, come out of there and know exactly what you're talking about. But when you don't know what to expect in any career, you're roadkill to the vultures, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like these guys are out to hunt. And if you're weak or if you feel like a prey, you look like a prey, they're gonna prey on you. You know, so unfortunately, there's very little people that say, "Hey, man, you know, you're going the wrong route. Let's take this curve here."
But you got lucky. You found some people.
But I got lucky, man. I found a good team, and thank God I'm still working with all of them
really
today.
good, honest people.
So, that's good, man. That's another like key right there.
I say the key was that they're much older than me.
Okay.
So my entire team combined, I mean, they probably have 300-400 years of experience.
Okay,
right?
Damn, some old people right there.
Some old people.
Everyone's past 55.
Yeah, everybody's past 55. So the good thing about it is that they see me as a son.
Okay.
Right? Like they see me as the younger version of them when they were starting off.
Yeah.
So there's no competition.
All right.
Now the guys that are around my same age group, those are the guys that are chop your head off.
All right, they're not trying to.
Yeah,
they're trying to do no favors to nobody.
No favors, zero favors. You know, it's cutthroat.
Damn.
So that's what it is, man. But it's part of the game.
Yeah, man. That's what I mean. In any industry, you're pretty much gonna go through those learning curves. You know what I'm saying? It's just like in your industry, that learning curve is pretty expensive. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit. Like if you're doing something like, you know, in a certain industry like beverages or something, you lose like, you know, 500 carts of water or something. You're not gonna like bug out. But
I think mistakes here are expensive.
Yeah, mistakes are expensive, especially when you're in the junior industry. You know, they're even more so expensive.
Mistakes are very expensive. Attention to detail is all, and focus is everything, man. When I mean focus, there was a day that one of our jewelers was working on a tennis necklace, which it's one of those necklaces all filled with diamonds.
Yeah,
talking about almost $40,000 necklace.
Nice.
And I walked in, and the moment I walk in through the door, he just, you know, looks to the side just to see who came in. And man, it got caught up in the polisher and completely destroyed.
The whole entire piece?
Completely destroyed. I mean, you could still save the diamonds, but you have to
gold,
start all over again. You know, you got to buy a brand new necklace or build a brand new necklace and take it from there. So mistakes here are expensive.
Crazy, dog. Really that's insane. I would bug out legit if you broke something that like if something was 40 racks in your hand and you broke it. I could imagine, dog. Like if people like when they mess up my hat, I get mad. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me about your collections, man. So how many collections do you currently have right now?
Right now we just acquired our 5th artist for the Winwood collection. In regards to my other jewelry, it's just jewelry. You know, I just create jewelry. It's no particular collection. There's one that I started with, the Forza collection, and it's like this one here.
All right.
Where it's a bunch of strings. It looks like a twisted wire, and to me, it resembles every single time that I didn't quit. Right, like I was twisted and twisted and twisted and twisted, and I never quit, and that's why I finished with a solid piece. Right.
Nice.
So that's what the Forza collection resembles to me. Then I have another collection which I'm not wearing now, the Cyrus collection, and it's the first symbol of. I don't know if you know what the Cyrus cylinder is, but it's like the first symbol of human rights.
Oh, okay.
It's a
from
big
King
stone.
Cyrus.
All right.
Back in the Babylonian era.
All right.
Yeah, so that piece of stone where they pretty much wrote their, I don't know how
like
to,
a tablet.
Yeah,
how to put
human
it into
rights,
words, like a tablet, right? It was known as the first Declaration of Human Rights. So I went ahead and did that with all the problems we have in the world right now, racism, inequality, all this stuff. I figured something that you know represented that was going to be cool. That was one of my first collections as well. And then the rest of them has been just the Winwood collection.
Okay.
And then inside the Winwood collection, I work with different artists. My very first one was Sean Kalani. Sean believes we're all addicted to something in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
So his artwork is like 50 milligrams of Ferrari, 100 milligrams of Louis V, 50 milligrams of Gucci, and it's pretty much because all these brands are fake fulfillment, right? All these brands, we think that we're gonna buy them and it's gonna make us feel good.
Yeah.
The reality is that you buy like a Gucci shirt, you wear it, it feels great for a few days, but you can't continue wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
So eventually that feeling of
Wears
goodness
off.
that you had wears the hell off, right? So that's why he calls that collection fake fulfillment.
That's why I like buying vintage luxury stuff. It's already
That's
been
it.
pre-worn.
That's it. So that's that collection. Then my next collection is with Mr. Debonair.
Okay.
All his artwork is on artillery. His two sons are in the military, so artillery is something very close to him. And we went ahead and recreated like some grenades with paint just to bring in the color of the art, and another one with diamonds. And I did my thing, with the jewelry. And that's an amazing collection. My third one is with Rio Leon,
Okay.
which you met yesterday.
Yeah.
And with Rio, it's the love and lost, right? It goes back to sacrifice. It goes back to all of this, right? You have to give in to have later on. So it's love and lost. You want to explain that a little better? I know you murdered the.
No.
She was the one that wrote the actual description of that collection.
Okay.
Because we knew what we wanted. Rio knew exactly what he wanted. We just couldn't verbalize it.
Yeah, it's hard to articulate
And,
how
yeah.
you feel sometimes.
So she went ahead and.
So the Love and Lost collection, it draws from different elements of Rio's work. One of them is a paper boat.
Okay.
Another one is a heart, like the anatomy of a heart.
Mm-hmm.
There's a key and there's an eye. Right now, what we have already, like ready to launch, is the paper boat, the heart, and the key.
I really like the heart, by the way.
Yeah, the heart is
Yeah,
it's
dope.
amazing, and it has all. Well, he's wearing it,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
sick.
really cool. The paper boat. It all started with a paper boat, which we call it Dreams. Why Dreams? When Rigo was in school, he was in school in Cuba. He remembered that every week when he would come back from home, whatever, the different chairs in his classroom would be empty. And to him, it symbolized that, another classmate had left the country, en route to Miami.
Yeah.
So he started imagining his own peers as like paper boats. All these little paper boats were taken away to fulfill their dreams, to start a new journey. So that's where the paper boat, started. Then from there, he started actually tattooing like heart and a key. And basically because he
All
feels
these elements.
all these different elements, which he hasn't, tattooed in his body, because he believes that everything in life, there has to be a passion for. And where does that passion come from? From your heart.
Yeah.
It's what you feel, your emotion. And the key, it's basically that key, which, many people say, oh, the key to success. It's more than the key to success. It's everything in life. You have to kind of like look for that opening, that opportunity. And that's really what that key speaks about. Now, why love and loss? Because in life, things will come with love, but sometimes you have to go through loss in order to learn. So it's the balance of getting on that boat to pursue those dreams. It's, bringing in the heart, the passion. It's, going with that key around to see where exactly is that door. Not any door is for you, but you have to keep searching for it. So it's really a collection that speaks about his own journey through life, growing up in Cuba and then coming to this country, and also all the hurdles that he's had to go through. And love and loss, because it's something that resonates with us all. That everything we've done, we are always in that pursuit of love, of happiness, of success. But sometimes in order to have that, you gotta let go of certain things and you have to lose. So it's that balance, the love and loss.
Side note on the key to success.
Yeah.
That's a term that we constantly hear. And I'm a deep thinker. I'm one of those people that I'll sit home and think things over and try to make the best out of certain sayings and things. And the way that I express myself, I try to better it each and every day, because I think whatever we say, our minds are listening to, right? So in regards to the key to success, I think success is not a key lock. It's a combination lock.
Oh, okay.
You know, the phrase is the key to success. People think they're gonna grab one gig, put the key in, and boom, I'm rich. You know, I blew up, I'm famous. That's not what it is. Success is a combination lock. Just nobody uses that term. But I think it's a bunch of different pins or wheels that you have to twist and turn.
To actually,
and then if you align all those ducks in a row, then that lock is gonna open.
You should do a pendant like that, man. That'd be dope.
Yeah, definitely, success is a combination lock. There's no key to success.
Fact, I like that. I could, as you talking to me, I could visualize that as a pendant. You know what I'm saying?
I think we got a next designer.
Yeah,
that's the next one. So then you said, and what's the latest part of the Winwood collection?
And the latest part of the Winwood collection is with Edward Charles Soto.
Okay.
Which I'll show you some pictures of
Charles
that.
Edward Soto.
Charles Edward Soto. I just fucked up his name.
Sorry, Soto.
Charles, cut next.
Cut next. Damn, I just fucked up his name. So no, and Adenis Nunez.
Okay.
And both of them we're projecting is gonna be ready for
sometime in the fall.
I say in about a month.
Were you guys in this process of designing?
We're in the process of designing both of them. Okay. So super excited about those two, and the family just keeps growing. You know, the Winwood collection, like I said, it's a big web. You know, and the more people that are involved in that collection, the better off everybody becomes.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, these next two artists are bringing in their own collectors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this collection just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the network just expands to a point that none of us individually could have ever gotten so far.
I feel you, Doc. So, I feel you. That's awesome, man. I applaud you on that.
It's contribution. You know, there's nothing better in life than to contribute. So when you have an entire group that's contributing equally, you know, you end up with a mass amount of people that and attention and everything. You know, the collection's it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, from the collaborations all the way to the jewelry pieces. I mean, everything, the energy going towards it, it's amazing.
And you're not thinking about stopping with jewelry. You're thinking going into other arenas, anything along that nature?
Like I said, jewelry's my mistake career.
You stumbled into
that was my mistake career. I love it, and
my mistake
I definitely
career.
Yeah, that's my mistake career.
I like that.
That's my mistake career, but I definitely have passion for it. I've grown passion for it. Okay. I think the challenge has been what has gotten me like really tied up in it. What drives me is the challenge of not knowing and wanting to learn and creating, and I mean, I've always been creative. You know, that's not a question of what I can create anything. You know, like at home, if I don't have a certain furniture and they don't sell it and I just want it, I'll create it.
Yeah.
You know, so creativity is not the thing. It's more of that challenge. So moving forward, I kind of see myself going into leather goods.
Nice.
It's probably going to be our first step. I mean, you don't want to do jewelry and then the next day do shoes.
Yeah.
It just doesn't go.
Yeah,
you want to evolve into it and take your time and learn things right?
Properly this time, so you don't get no L's.
Man,
no L's this time.
An L in apparel will be, I mean, it's unaffordable. You just can't do it. Yeah. You know, that'll be detrimental. But that's why I'm taking my time, learning everything little by little, working with the best of the best in the world, which you got a little bit of the behind the scenes of everything we're working on, which we can't say now, but good shit's coming.
That's what's up, man. That's what's good, bro. I mean, I really once I got to learn your story, I was like really drawn to it, because like you started off as a valet dude, you know what I'm saying? Like I myself started off cleaning dishes at a Chinese restaurant, you know what I'm saying? Like before I even imagined doing anything that I'm currently doing.
Every door is a hidden secret behind it, you know? So you just work your ass off and open doors. And you'll figure out whatever's behind it after you open it.
For sure, man. Like once you get there, you had told me that you had designed a piece with the American Airlines as the box.
Yes.
How? Like okay, so first of all, do you have any of those boxes, dog? Because like that's pretty. I think the box itself.
Yeah, no, I have.
Like
I have
you should just sell boxes.
I have an order of boxes so big.
Yeah.
That I think we'll be 3D printing for the next year.
For that box.
So yeah.
Because those were made in our home.
Okay.
Yeah, the box was 100% made at home. Like not even in my manufacturer, not even in my shop. You know, like
at the
we
crib,
did
in
this
the lab.
at home. You know, in the lab at home. So The pieces, I mean, everybody wants them. The amount of orders that I've received for them, but I'm not taking orders for them. I mean, I did these just for the Miami Heat, and that's just the way it's gonna be.
Okay.
I had this one guy that reached out to me. He's like, "Hey man, I'll hand over a blank check."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Shit."
Just for the boxes.
But he was not for the boxes. He actually wanted
for the
piece.
piece and the box.
Yeah, he's like, "I want the same one D Wade has."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Nah, man, it's not gonna happen."
Super
So
exclusive.
that's what it is. But the box, I'm thinking about it.
I mean, hey, bro.
I'm thinking about it.
Dude, like, that's so Miami.
The box is amazing. It's a perfect scale of the arena. We tried to reach the architects. They wouldn't. Obviously, they're not even going to acknowledge us. So I just went ahead, walked up to the arena, and shot pictures. I mean, and even one of the securities came out. It's like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Man, I'm taking pictures because I'm going to design this
because
arena."
we're like going around. They're like,
Security guy.
something fishy,
360,
sketchy with these people.
Security guard looks at me like I'm crazy. He's like, "You're going to design the arena?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm going to do it a jewelry box." The moment I told him I was doing it for the Heat, he's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, take your pictures. Just move quickly, you know."
Yeah.
But that's what I did. I took pictures of the arena, went back home and designed it. It took 2 designers to do it, not only myself. There was a part where I got stuck, and I had to outsource some help to an amazing designer. He's a lot more advanced than I am, so
But you still got it done.
Kudos to him for throwing me a hand last minute.
Yeah.
But the arena is amazing. I mean, we had to shrink like some of the windows. It has 14 windows on each side.
Mm-hmm.
When you make something this big, this small, I mean, the windows start clashing together. So I said, okay, I got to put less windows, but I don't just want to pick a random number. So I said, okay, what am I going to do? And I said, well, I thought about it for a little bit, said, I'll put 8 windows on one side, 8 on the other, which total 16. D-Wade played 16 seasons in the NBA.
Nice.
So I guess 16 windows of opportunity.
So even everything, even the box,
down to the details,
is like insightful in every way, shape, or form.
Every way, shape, or form. The angles, the cuts, the undercuts, everything has a number. Every number means something. Amazing
That's what's
project.
up, man. That's what's up, yo. I applaud you, homie, once again for getting on your grind and getting on your hustle. And doing this jewelry from the ground up, not going to school, just like, I especially like that part, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't go to school to study this, you like did it in the School of Hard Knocks. You know what I'm saying? That's how you legit did it, School of Hard Knocks, homie. Like, and you took your L's, but you kept it moving, you know what I'm saying?
That's it, man. You got to keep moving no matter what, you know?
This is good. If people wanted to get in contact with you, if they want to reach out to you, see if they could get any of your pieces, where would they be able to reach you?
At Yohan Rodrigani.
Okay.
Everything. Twitter, Instagram, at Yohan Rodrigani.
You have the webpage?
The webpage, www.yohanrodrigani.com.
All right. That's what's up, man. Thank you once again for coming on Que Bola.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Onix, thank you.
It was a pleasure.
For sharing your story, letting people know how it is that you guys launched off, and hopefully it inspires other people as well. I mean, it's beautiful what you guys have been able to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a challenge anytime you do anything, but especially in an industry as cutthroat as jewelry could be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really tip my hat off to you. I appreciate you guys coming. So next time, if you guys like the show, you like the podcast, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and share it. Share with your friends. Share with your family. If you hate me, share with your enemies. Just share this shit, all right? So next time we'll be out.
All right, y'all already heard it there. If you want to get in contact with Yohan, go ahead, IG, Yohan Rodrigani, his website, yohanrodrigani.com. All of that good stuff. Thank you so much, Yohan. Thank you, Onix, for coming through, talking to us, sharing your story. Hopefully somebody out there gets some inspiration from it. If y'all get some inspiration from it, go ahead and hit us on that Que Bola podcast IG. Hit Yohan on his IG. Let him know, yo, I appreciate your story and I appreciate you sharing with us. Thank you so much, guys. Until the next time, follow, share, subscribe, do all that good shit. If you love me, share it. If you hate me, share it with your enemies. Just share this, all right? I love y'all. Y'all my peoples, man. Peace.